which has been shared by various organizations is not contextualizing the whole context of what the Honorable Home Minister was trying to say.
Another question which often comes to my mind is, of late we have observed a lot of uproar, lot of furor, a lot of criticism of the great freedom fighters and even the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Nehru.
Yes.
People have been ridiculing him for what he did in those circumstances. What's your take on this criticism?
So I think that whatever has been done by freedom fighters, that was suiting to that time. And rewriting the history or retelling the history in today's time is easier as compared to what was the situation at that time.
Okay. So one final question for you, that we have seen a lot of debate, a lot of communal tensions with respect to the Places of the Worship Act, especially with respect to post the inauguration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, in the Gyalvapi, in Sambal, even the questions have been raised for the Ajmer Sharif Dargah.
Yes.
So why do you think this is happening, and what is according to you the correct approach?
So I think that it is just because of the cultural supremacy that this thing is happening. Otherwise, India has always remained tolerant and pluralistic in approach. So my take on this is that Places of Worship Act is a well thought act. Moreover, it is a part of the basic structure as of now. So I think that these tensions need to be de-escalated so that we can have an India which is more developed rather than going back into the ages of war.
You spoke about the cultural supremacy.
Yes, sir.
Are you in a way trying to say that the present dispensation is in a way promoting a particular culture and demeaning the other cultures?
Sir, each and every country has particular factions of people who tries to escalate some situations on the basis of culture. I doesn't mean that I am demeaning one culture over another culture. But yes, sir, there are various antisocial elements who are trying to do so.
Okay. So one final question for you. Again, another quotation I'll give you, and I would like to have your interpretation on this. It is one of my favorites. It says that the rivers know this. There is no hurry. They shall get there someday. I'll repeat it. Rivers know this. There is no hurry. They shall get there someday. What's your understanding of it?
Yes, sir. So I can relate this to the Dharma Chakra Parivartana of Buddhism. That yes, it may happen that we are taking a reverse path, but sir, one day or the other, we'll be able to reach to our final destination, provided we are having perseverance and determination for our goal.
I was wondering if you would have related it to the UPSC aspirants journey as well.
Yes, sir.
There is no hurry, there is no problem.
Yes, sir.
If you are persistent,
Yes, sir.
and you are definite to reach your goal.
Yes.
So, Kaustav, with this we come to the formal end of your interview.
Thank you so much, sir.
You can be comfortable now.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, what's your feedback? How was the experience overall?
So I think that I have done well. Means I was thinking that I will not be able to communicate in front of the members, but I was able to communicate well. There were some lags in between while communicating, but I think it was not because of my communication skills. Rather, it was because of my knowledge deficit in those areas. And so there were some controversial questions, and so like what I do not take a balanced path. Instead, I take a path which is more pragmatic in nature. So I have taken those paths, sir.
Broadly, any other thing? Any specific question that you thought you could have answered differently?
So one was the one nation, one election thing. I think that I was not able to answer it in a more legible way. And sir, the cultural supremacy thing,
you could have avoided saying that.
Yes, I think I would have avoided.
Somebody in the board might not like that statement.
Sir, it's my, I don't know why, but inherently it's my habit that I bring in controversial statements while answering.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
As far as possible, let's avoid.
Yes,
if you say it,
yes,
then don't take a very rigid stand.
Yes, sir.
And try to just have a different interpretation of that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any other observation that you have?
So one was the ONOE thing, the cultural supremacy thing. Sir, in the Russian-Ukraine war, I think, sir.
There you had to backtrack.
Yes, sir. I had to backtrack it. But sir, because that issue is so contentious, I think that no
It's
one
not
is.
actually contentious. We can always say that, like you answered in the international affairs, that there are no permanent enemies.
Yes, sir.
International diplomacy works on advantage of one nation at the cost of the other.
Yes, sir.
So it has been US's policy to keep Europe involved so that they are geographically isolated.
Yes, sir.
So that is their way of functioning.
Yes, sir.
It is not that we have to agree to it, we have to criticize it. That is how it is. We can say that.
So, but it's like we are accepting that US is flaring up the Russian-Ukraine war.
In a way, US is responsible.
Yes, sir. US is
that everybody knows.
Yes, sir.
The US.
But we can't be explicit.
You can always say that somewhere there are fault lines in the US foreign policy.
Okay,
Because
sir.
then we can relate they have been blamed for their intervention in Iraq,
Yes,
in
sir.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
They have left Afghanistan in totally
Yes.
disarray. You can always mention that.
Okay, sir.
As long as you have facts to justify your statement, you can take either of the sides.
Okay, sir.
As long as it is not against India's traditional stand.
Okay, sir.
And a couple of times you did not let me finish with the question.
Okay, sir.
Don't make that mistake in the final interview. And at one question, the question I asked you, you repeated the question.
Okay,
Right?
sir. Yes.
You can repeat it in your heart,
Okay.
not verbally.
Okay, sir.
And just once you see the video, just see that at times your hands were moving.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Not like the expression. Maybe I thought kind of shivering. I'm not very sure.
Okay.
एक बार कैमरे में आप देखिएगा,
Okay.
so you will be able to understand that better. बाकी in the beginning your voice was very low. Maybe because you may have been nervous,
Yes.
but then you picked up really well.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So the question that you asked me before the interview, I did not find you nervous,
Okay.
and I find you as a very good and a very confident candidate.
Thank you so much.
This is how you have to perform in the final interview.
Okay, sir.
If you do that,
Yes, sir.
bare minimum 180 would be a sure shot possible.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is what my perception is,
Yes, sir.
but you can do even better than that.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, did you find any knowledge deficits?
No. Major, I tried to maneuver in a lot of places.
Okay,
So
sir.
you were broadly good with all the subjects.
Okay.
Even the philosophy questions, we had a lot of questions on
Yes, sir.
philosophy, on the controversial topics,
Yes.
in the international arena.
Yes, sir.
So broadly, everything is covered.
Okay.
And DAF wala I did not ask much,
Yes, sir.
but you can expect a few questions from there.
Yes, sir.
So I think you will be able to defend it. in a
Okay,
better
sir.
way.
Sir, am I laughing a lot?
No,
No.
totally fine.
Okay, sir.
I find you as a very suitable and a very good candidate.
Okay, sir.
From here, the fall is only your created if you have to.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you are good to go.
Okay.
Just revise the basic concepts,
Yes, sir.
keep reading the newspapers,
Yes, sir.
and just be factually correct.
Yes, sir.
And जैसे one nation one election की बात करी हमने.
Yes, sir.
Do see क्योंकि I remember not recently because recently I have not been reading newspaper. I read it last year somewhere that there is a production capacity with this
Bill.
bill.
Yes, sir.
So how much they can produce in a year.
Yes, sir.
And एक बार if the data is available,
Yes,
just
sir.
get to it कि how much money it will take to
Okay,
produce
sir.
those many
Okay, sir.
EVMs and the possibility of EVMs getting faulty.
Okay, sir. And so the PPP thing which I said was it correct?
But as long as already the EVM is under question, तो PPP थोड़ा avoid करना ज़्यादा
Okay, sir.
better.
Controversial.
Already मतलब
Yes, sir.
that is the sole responsibility of them.
Yes, sir.
तो उस चीज़ को you take the mention both the sides.
Okay.
That these are the positives of one nation one election, these are the negatives.
Negatives.
And as per my opinion, we can go with this.
Sir, means in these type of questions we have to give both the sides, positive as well as negative.
You can say that, sir, according to my understanding, these are the pluses,
Yes, sir.
these are the minuses.
Yes, sir.
But my understanding says that we can try it out, or we cannot. If you ask me, I am not in favor of it. You are saying that you are in favor, it's okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, totally fine. Only thing is you have to justify it based on facts and information.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. So if they're asking me what are your views, then I don't have to give positive and negative. Then I can give just
Even a couple of views on the contrary can also.
okay, contrary.
On the contrary, sir, these are the.
Yes.
But I think these issues can be tackled in a better way
Yes.
if all the stakeholders come together and have a deliberative discussion on that.
Okay.
Other than that, I find you ready. Just study well
Yes, sir.
and focus more on the current affairs
Yes, sir.
and of course your philosophy का देख लीजिए थोड़ा.
Yes.
So you're good to go. Any questions?
No.
You are not at all nervous.
Okay, sir.
Starting with halka sa, there was maybe because of the nervousness, the volume was low. I was just about to say कि थोड़ा volume बढ़ा.
Sir, actually मेरी volume बहुत तेज है, but sir I went to one of the institutes. So it's not an institute. So there are some directors of previous civil service. They are saying that इतना तेज नहीं बोलो, pace अपनी कम करो, and
The way you conducted yourself today,
Yes, sir.
I am totally satisfied.
Okay, sir. So it means my volume is fine.
Volume is fine. Initially it was low, slightly,
Okay, sir.
maybe for initial 15-20 seconds.
Okay, sir.
Then you will observe it there.
Okay.
I was just about to say you in the middle of the interview that if you can be a little loud, but
Okay,
then
sir.
I observed that you have picked up.
Okay,
So
sir.
that may be logically because of. तो वो 20 सेकंड का भी वो नहीं आने देता है.
ठीक है, sir.
Because that first impression should not be
Okay, sir.
that way.
Yes.
बाकी you are good to go from my side.
Thank you so much. Sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best.